Hello once more, wonderful people, and welcome back to some Dark Souls 3 hot, steamy invasion action here at Central Aerosol. Sorry for the lack of videos recently. You know, work, life tends to get in the way of being able to play Dark Souls, which is a bit of a shit. But I managed to get some good invasions in on Friday night, so here are some of the highlights. I've been going hard at Central Aerosol using the Mace pretty much as my main weapon. I've been using it situationally, sort of on and off on this build, but I've been sort of maining it for these invasions, and I fucking love this weapon. Like, I liked it before, but man, this thing is the fucking tits, and like, Perseverance, got to be the best weapon art in this fucking game. That and Stomp, I fucking love Stomp. So anyway, yeah, these guys were ganking pretty hard at Central Aerosol. I ran into them a couple of times. They've already dispatched with another invader, and they're pretty much steamrolling the entire level. You know, with three people, two of them over level phantoms. Of course, you're gonna fucking steamroll this place. One of the phantoms is using the meme doors, and one of my great joys in life is shutting people down who like to use those doors. Like, they think they're hot shit. Oh, I'm gonna block this doorway with my sweet doors, and then you put on the Night Slayer ring and you use a mace, and then you absolutely shred their stamina until they have to roll away, and they're just sort of left going, oh shit, what do I do now? Oh dear. And so they're not interested in fighting me. They don't see me as a threat, so they've moved on further into the level. I mean, fortunately for them, they're not real gankers. I would say they're gonkers. They're playing the level, but they're pretty fucking OP squad. So they've moved on to play the rest of the level, which is fine. And oh look, the overlevel Phantom has unlimited access to Soothing Sunlight as well as his 7+10 Estus. That's great, fantastic. So I try and use this opportunity to get ahead of them. I've gone back to the Obscuring Ring now, so I can do some damage and then disappear off into the shadows, because I can't sit there and fight three of them. Like, that just a fucking death sentence with those doors, those ultra paired great swords, and that fucking great sword. So do some damage when I can, my little ambush, and try and roll out. And now I know these guys have to come through here. Like, I mean, they could. They could. They don't have to. They could stay up by the bonfire room and camp there. But they seem pretty sort of dedicated on playing the level. So I know I can set up my little ambushes here. Have a little standoff there when I see the Golders on his own. But quickly, Mr. Doorman is come to help him. Those fucking swords. Another one of my great pleasures in life is just shitting all over people who use that weapon. And Perseverance is fucking great for that, because you do it, you persevere in their face, and you just smack them out of their L1s, and they sort of they look at you like, oh shit, what do I do now? Fuck, that's my whole tactic. Like, he's like, oh fuck, oh I'm in the middle of PvE, oh shit. I took a couple of little L1 wiggles there because I forgot I didn't have my crossbow sort of one-handed, so I just ended up L1 wiggling at him. And so Sir Talon breaks off to climb the ladder for some reason. Obviously wants to get the sweet loot, and he gets maced in the face. So GG Sir Talon, we'll be seeing you again very shortly. So we move on to Londo. Invasions were getting pretty slow at Central Aerosol. I wasn't particularly feeling up for Gank City at this moment, so I was like, this is somewhere I don't normally invade, because most of the invasions you get are just people making runs for the boss, and so you end up sitting through 2 loading screens only to see the message "Host of Embers has begun critical battle," and that's just fucking boring. But I got a few good invasions at Londo. People that weren't just ganking or just going for the boss fog. So I run up on these guys. I've gone to the hatchet to try and get some chip damage, but then swap back over to the mace. These stairs, this is an example. This is an area where the mace absolutely fucking shines in these very narrow corridors, and having access to Perseverance in this area means like you become an unstoppable sort of force. Like they can't pass you, and you've got basically unlimited access to infinite poise with Perseverance. So the only place they can't roll away, they can't roll to the side of your swings. They have to roll backwards, and because the mace is so good at roll catching, like even if you they roll out, there's a good chance you're going to be able to roll catch them. So GG guys, get fucking LAN cable, Jesus Christ, Wi-Fi warrior. So another invasion down at Londo. Like I said, I got some quite good ones. Plenty of 1v1s and duels by the bonfire and all that, but there were some good multi-man invasions. I mean, if the Silver Knights are still alive, especially that red-eye one, then you can get quite a decent battle out of the squad. But you know, if everything's dead and there's like 3 of them, then you're pretty much dead. Like there's no way you can go, and you just get run down, smushed. But got Mr. Aerosol, Greatsword Man, and Dark Sword, Flame Buff guy. Gonna experience the full force of Mace in his face. Look at that. Just fucking dead. It's good damage as well, like dark infused. Not everything's good dark infused, but Mace especially, it's so fucking good. The damage you push out of it is amazing. And because of that natural sort of on the 3rd swing you take a step forward, you can quite reliably roll catch people by just mashing R1 if they try and roll out. Really, really good. So you can almost get like an almost guaranteed 3-hit combo. So we returned back to Central Irithyll, and I didn't recognise the host name, but I was like, oh yes, I recognise these people. It's the same squad as before, only it's a different host of embers. They're obviously helping their friends play through the level. I mean, that's fair enough, but fuck you for having friends. So we got another ultra great sword dude swinging his big old fucking sword around. Look at that boy, big strong boy going hard. And those doors are still giving me conniptions. Fortunately, we have another invader friend, and you know he's not dying instantly, so that's all right. So I get Sir Talon on his own. Taking him to task. He's not panic rolling though through that 3rd swing, so I can't roll catch him when he rolls out, but it doesn't need to matter. He seems to fall for the perseverance cheese. Get fucked, Sir Talon. At this point I thought that was the host, so I instantly go gesture, go to gloat, but I was like, host members destroyed? Oh shit. Like, fuck, a premature celebration. It's the other guy with the ultra great sword that's the host this time, not Sir Talon. Right, yeah, so he does his, super cool door weapon art to block the door. And I'm like, right, okay, I got Night Slayer ring, got the mace, let's fucking do this. And then, what the fuck, I don't know what this guy was thinking. He just I think he was trying to cast Black Flame on the doors, and then, like, he just ends up getting caught in my blender when I'm trying to break his guy. It's like, fuck off, mate, like, really? I was really annoyed at that. I mean, us dying wasn't really his fault. No, it's just, they just barreled through and fucked us over. But still, like, he took a load of unnecessary damage. And this is just one of those beautiful serendipity moments. I instantly invade them back, and like, when you get invaded, you invade a gank squad, and you get absolutely decimated by them, and you think, fuck my life, I know I could have beat them, all these guys one-on-one, because they're fucking trash. And this is just one of those opportunities where I just get to prove the same squad just gets picked apart one by one. Oh, this was just karmic justice at its absolute best. I love it. There you go, Phantom's dead. All 3 of them. So no, it's just a case of finding the host. It took me a little while, but he was down by the Irithyll slaves and the dogs, down where Londo Paleshade spawns. So I don't know what he was doing being so separated from his phantoms. But of course, like, he doesn't want to fight, he's too scared, he's a big puss, so he has to go back to the bonfire room so he can summon his little butt buddies. And of course he's got Way of Blue on. Like, you have 3 phantoms, but, in case one of them dies, better have Way of Blue so I can instantly summon another person in to keep the squad up at full strength. And then, roll catch hell. Roll catch hell. Get fucked. Get good, ganker. Oh god, that was just so satisfying. That point down was well. Like I said, I've been trying to move away from point downs and keeping them only for the people that deserve it, and I think he fucking deserved it. So we move down to the dungeon, another one of my favourite areas to invade. It's so good. It's on level 60, man. The dungeon is so good. And roll up on a nice little squad of 3 here with a blue and a gold. Now this is another area where the Mace really shines, and the Perseverance really comes into its own, because we're in sort of quite, they're not that narrow, but you know, we're in narrow corridors, so blocking up a doorway or a corridor with Perseverance and this wide swinging Mace is a really good tactic. And obviously I've got the jailers to me back, so they can be, although they're quite flimsy and they will die quite quickly, their life drain ability will fuck people up, and you will end up absolutely decimating people if they let the jailers take their health away. So I'm flirting on the edge of the jailers here. I'm a bit wary about him popping a seed. I haven't seen him pop anything yet, but obviously I don't want to get caught in the middle of the jailers and, you know, get absolutely shat on by them. So I'm floating on the edge, and like when it looks like they're sort of starting to barrel down, I'll make my retreat. But then they're a little bit sort of hesitant to go and deal with jailers one-on-one, which is understandable. So the blue starts cheesing him with his you know, his black fire orb, whatever it's called. And the host of the Phantom just don't give a shit about the blue, and they just leave him as fodder for the invader or the PvE. I love it when hosts do that. They'll be with their squad, and poor blue gets summoned in, and they just don't give a shit about the blue, and they'll just use him as fodder. Just like a speed bump to slow the invader down whilst the squad retreats. Oh, these poor blues, man. Like they can never catch a break. So again, just when things get a little too hairy, retreat back down to the enemies. I know a lot of people still to this day, people on fucking Reddit will complain about invaders. Go, oh well, they just retreat into the enemies, and like, it's like, well, what the fuck do you expect us to do? Just stand there and get absolutely torn to pieces by 3 people? Like, I'm sorry, yes, I'm going to use the enemies to my advantage, and I'm going to hide in the enemies when things are getting too much for me. Like, fucking say, like, this game is, I don't know how, it's 2016, so like it's getting on for 2 years old now, this game, and people are still complaining about invaders. It's like, Jesus Christ, guys, it's 2018. I suppose it'll always be the same. Some things will never change. It's just the way it is. So yeah, Blue Balls is dead, and now it's just a case of dealing with these guys 2-on-1. And 2-on-1s, man. I love 2-on-1s. They're sort of my bread and butter. 3v1s, you know, they're pretty tricky, and you know, often one mistake can lead to death. But 2v1s, man, that's where I fucking live for this shit, man. It's enough of a challenge. But yeah, it's still quite manageable. So I've run out of Perseverance, I've run out of FP. I keep meaning to put like a simple cestus on this character so I can regen FP, but it's just one of those things I keep forgetting to do. I'll get loads of souls from killing password summons, and I'll be like, oh, I just need to restock on exploding bolts or stamina grass. And I'll just, oh fuck yeah, I forget. I need to make that simple cestus. So yeah, so I ran out of Perseverance and FP, so I'm like, well, I might as well just go back to Claymore at that point, because I'm not saying the Mace completely relies on Perseverance in order to make it a good weapon, but it certainly fucking helps, especially when there's sort of, you know, multiple people. And unfortunately, Goldilocks ran out of health, and he got reckless. And now he's going for his hail parries because, you know, his squad is dead. And he doesn't know what else to do. And he's getting crossbowed in the face. So, GG mate. That was good fun. That was a nice invasion. I really enjoyed that. So now we return to Central Irithyll. This one was an epic invasion. 1, 2, 3. How many gankers do you see? Oh look, dead. Fuck. Oh look, I don't even get a gesture. They don't even point down. I'm not worthy of their point downs. Oh dear, that was ridiculous. But then, instant invade them back. And it's the same squad again, and like 3 dedicated casters. What fresh cancer is this? Like, Jesus Christ. At least with melee ganks, I feel like I could, you know, stand a chance. But 3 dedicated casters. Look at the 1 crystal soul spear takes off like 2/3 of my health. That's fucking ridiculous. Oh man, this was insane. Absolutely insane. But because they're moronic and they haven't dealt with PvE, they're really incompetent gankers. So they trigger all the PvE, and all they can do is just fling their projectiles at me. I draw all the fire away from the PvE, so they can just go and slaughter these poor fucks. But look at that. Fuck how much damage they're doing. Password summon, man. Oh dear, so Gale's fucking bites it, and I go to gloat, and I was like, alright, yes, maybe gloating isn't a good idea right now when all these projectiles are getting flung around. And then my invader friend, Gale Lap, deals with the other guy, and then all he can do is cast Dory's Gnawing, and he gets roll caught and fucking decimated. So first, 3 casters dead in as many seconds. I love it. And so it's a case of, alright, well, if those guys, none of those guys were the host, where the fuck's the host been this entire time? I don't recall seeing him. Do you see him, kids? Do you see him, boys and girls? Tell us if you can see him. Oh, there he is, in fucking chameleon. Oh, mate. What the fuck is your... Why? Why do this? Why not do anything? Why hide? Like, really? If you're gonna gank properly. Gank with your phantoms. Don't just hide like a little bitch. Anyway, guys, that was the fun I was having with the Mace at Central Irithyll. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I'll see you again.